How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and today we're going to replace my Supra's brakes with brakes I found at a junkyard. Really big ones. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy it. This thing is coming along pretty nicely, even though we're pretty early into the build. This being my 1995 Toyota Supra SE, and it just got some BC Racing DS Series coilovers. So in this build, instead of going for a lot of power out of the gate, I wanted to make sure everything around the car, the chassis, the handling, the braking, all that stuff was taken care of to make sure that I could handle the power when I get it, and we are getting it, don't worry. Now these brakes actually aren't that bad. They are an upgrade from what the car originally came with. So what you're looking at here are 4 piston calipers from a Supra twin turbo. This car is not originally a twin turbo, but the previous owner did do an upgrade with the braking system, which is actually pretty good. These are regarded as one of the best bang for the buck mods you can do on an NA. The original brakes look like this, and they were not good for anything. Now this mid-90s big brake kit consisted of a 4 piston caliper up front, 2 piston calipers in the rear, and a 12.5-inch rotor. This one is drilled and slotted for her pleasure. But many moons have passed since these were relevant. I mean, 12.5-inch rotors, you'll find that on a Hyundai. This is not something that you want to put on a car with more than 600 horsepower, so we have to upgrade. To upgrade this to a Brembo 6-piston caliper with 14-inch rotors, Brembo charges upwards of $6,000. It's really expensive. I can buy another car for that amount of money. But I'm not about to say that I spent $6,000 on brakes on an old Toyota. No. I got brakes from a junkyard. Well, it's sort of a junkyard. It's more of a wrecker's yard for performance cars. And I got this. Ooh. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a Brembo 6-piston caliper, and it's loaded with brake pads. Actually, the brake pads look almost brand new. Has hardware that also looks almost brand new. And this is from a Jeep Cherokee SRT8. So there's gonna be Jeep parts on my Supra. This is quite a bit bigger than the Supra caliper, if you take a look at that. And the rotors I'm gonna be using aren't these 12.5-inch Weenie Hut Juniors. They're this. These are 14.25-inch ISF rotors, and they are they're just amazing. Look how big they are! Obviously, putting Jeep brakes on a Toyota is not a bolt-on affair. Well, it didn't used to be, but now it is. I got in touch with a company called ECP, and ECP stands for ECP is an awesome company that I found on Facebook. They have these adapter plates that mate the SRT8 brakes to the Supra. Not only that, they make brakes that go on the 300ZX to 350Z, and there's a huge range of affordable big brake options with these kits. Now, the rear caliper that I'm putting on, this Brembo 4-piston thing, it's almost bigger than my upgraded 4-piston front caliper on the Supra. This is insane. And ECP also sent me the brackets for the rear, and I'm also going to be using the ISF rotors. This is going to be a lot of fun. So that's you, and that's the guy she told you not to worry about. Guys, look at this. This is ridiculous. Look how huge these brakes are. Not only the front, but the back as well. We'll get to that. This thing takes up almost half of the rotor face. It's insane. Now, I did look out because I did get these with the hardware and the brake pads installed. You can see them kind of over here, and they have a lot of life left in them. I don't know if this is off a car that was modified or crashed or whatever, but I got these basically off eBay, off a recycler's yard. And it's not exactly in the best condition. There has been some clear coat peeling, but I am gonna redo these. I just wanna have these fitted up and working for our purposes. So it might not even stay red. So let me know in the comments what color you want me to paint the calipers. I'm kind of digging the red though. And the rears look so much better. Take a look at this. I mean, the 2-piston caliper that was on here, it looked okay for 1995 standards, but this brings it into the new millennium whenever these things were made. I think it's 2014. These are huge 4 pistons and they're gonna brake very well, and these drilled and slotted rotors are gonna do the job just fine. Now, these rotors are not new. They're actually a little bit used, but they're well within spec. There's no lip or anything like that. It's quite good. You can reuse these. It's not a big problem. And this entire thing was really cheap, way cheaper than you might think. So I'm gonna go over that when I finish the job. But before I do the other side, I wanna tell you how I got these, well, the rear and the front on. There was a little bit of modification involved. So even though the brackets are bolt-on, the brake calipers themselves, they do have a few fouling issues. So what you have to do on this one, you have to make a little bit of a groove right here, maybe an inch or so, just kind of a cutout. And I did that with a regular angle grinder with a grinding disc. And right here, all you have to do is cut these right here. And there's plenty of strength left. It's not anything that will compromise the integrity of this mounting or brake caliper. That's all okay. All you have to do is just make a little relief right here, and these should just fit fine. But these are no good to me on the bench, so let's get them on the car. All right, guys, my Supra officially has a huge brake kit. Look at that. I mean, obviously it's gonna be the same as the other side, but now that we have all 4 corners finished, I can let you know how much I spent on this. These, the calipers front and rear for a 2014 SRT8 Jeep Cherokee were about $1,000 on eBay. You can find them a little bit cheaper than that, but I wanted to get this mod done. So if you're willing to wait and find a deal, you can probably find them for $800 to $900. The rotors I could have got new for around $350 to $400, but I got these used for about $200. They don't have any warping and they're well within spec, so that's not a problem. So $200 plus $1,000, that is $1,200. Now add in $300 for the brackets front and rear, and you have $1,500. Now $1,500 does sound like a lot, but keep in mind Brembo charges $6,000 for brakes that are smaller than this. The brakes that they have that are upgraded are only 14-inch rotors. These are 14 and a quarter, and the rears are 13 and a half, I believe, or 13 and 3/4. I'm not sure, but those are still really big. So this is an upgrade on the $6,000 kit, and I only spent $1,500. Now it gets even better than that, because up here are my old Supra calipers and my old Supra rotors, and these are perfectly serviceable and they're going to be up for sale. So I can get around $800 to $1,000 for this setup. So these are useful for people with NA Supras or maybe an SE300 that wants an upgrade. So let's go on the low end and say that I got $800 for this entire set. What that means is I got an entire big brake kit, a Brembo big brake kit, for $700. That's insane. However, there are a few caveats. I do have to do the paint work over here. The paint is pretty past it. The clear coat is peeling, and I'm pretty sure that brake fluid got all over this in shipping. So that's gonna need to be addressed at a later date. Also, this has these stock brake lines right here, these rubber guys, and these are almost 30 years old. So this is gonna have to go and get replaced by a stainless steel line, but that can be done at a later date as well. But the big caveat with brakes like this, really big ones, is wheel fitment. Sometimes wheels don't fit. You can see that the caliper takes up a lot of room this way and also this way. So you're gonna have to make sure that you have the correct spacers or anything else to make your wheels fit. I'm not gonna use the wheels that came with the car. Those are probably going in the trash, or if somebody wants them, I'll sell them to you for real cheap. I actually got these. These are Koenig flow-formed decograms. These are 19-inch wheels, and they're actually very light. The flow-form process means that you have strength and lightness in one affordable package. So this is what they look like. Oh, look at that. So these are the B fitment, meaning that these are concave. So I got a 19 by 9.5 and a 19 by 10.5. So they're gonna be nice and meaty on all four corners. And you can see that there's a little bit of a dish right here, and that is by design. I wanted this look. And the back is even more pronounced. I know you guys wanna see how this fits, and maybe I'll do it a little bit later. Actually, maybe I'll do it now. Ooh, take a look at that. That looks, that looks fantastic. Obviously the rear is fine as far as caliper fitment, but can you take a look at that dish? Ooh, that's great. And also, take a look at this. There's a little bit of poke, but I think I can just pull this out a little bit, and I'm gonna need to roll the fender. This fender actually rolled already, but I'll just roll the fender and pull this out slightly, and this will be nice and flush. Now, the reason I don't have any tires on here just yet is because I wanna have these powder coated. I do like the white on black theme, but I think these wheels would probably look a little bit better in a gunmetal or a silver-ish color, and I think that's really gonna make it pop. So you let me know in the comments down below, what color do you want these wheels to be? But coming up to the front, this is the problem area, or at least this was the area of concern, and you can see that it's very, 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 very close to the caliper, but we have pretty good clearance. I don't have any lug nuts on here, so check this out. I have this pushed all the way onto the hub, and look at that. We have clearance. Now, this clearance is below the specification that Koenig calls for, so I'm gonna need a spacer. There already is a spacer. It's quite small, so I'm gonna need just a skosh more. So I have to figure out what this is. It's probably a 5 or 10 millimeter, and maybe I'll just do like 2 or 3 millimeters more, and that should be fine. And up here, there's just a little bit of poke. You can see that, but again, I'll just pull this a little bit and that should be fine. Let's take a look at both wheels and admire our handiwork. That looks tough. That looks real tough. I'm liking that a lot. All right, it is the end of another long day working on this car, but I am super excited for where this project is going. I really like that I can take you guys along the ride and hopefully take you for an actual ride when this thing is done. I'm gonna get more work done on this car and also on my other projects. So in the next video, you're gonna get a little update on everything. So if you'd like to contact me, you can do so at the social links down below. I appreciate all the messages you guys send, and I want you guys to tell me what you think of the car. I love the way this is turning out. This is gonna be one heck of a build. Also, make sure to subscribe to Wrench Every Day because we are unveiling a new project for that channel. I don't know if you can you can kind of see it back there. Yeah, we're unveiling a new project for that channel, and that's gonna be coming up later this month. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Also, I got some goodies back there, and I'll go through that in the next garage update, so stay tuned for that. But until next time, this is me reminding you guys that on cars like this that now have amazing brakes, like seriously good brakes, and some pretty awesome wheels, you guys need to wrench every day.